At the beginning of the chapter we see T'Challa, who was being attacked by Akil's soldier. T'Challa manages to dodge their gunfire and quickly defeats them. Then T'Challa says to one of the soldiers, did Akil think that they will be able to defeat him? The soldiers say to T'Challa that they knew they won't be able to defeat him. They were just acting as a decoy, and the people who will defeat T'Challa are behind him. He points toward a cliff, and as T'Challa turns his head towards the cliff he sees a couple of soldiers there. Soon an whole army comes there and everyone was shouting, "Kill T'Challa! Death to T'Challa! Death to the king!" T'Challa sees them and he analyzes the situation. He knows that he can't defeat them in the open area, so runs towards the jungle. He thinks that he should find a high ground that will prove beneficial in this situation. So T'Challa quickly climbs a tree, but as he was to reach the top he gets shot and falls to the ground. As he was falling, he sees 3 soldiers coming from above. T'Challa quickly gets on his feet and jumps towards them. He tackles one of them while they were in the air. Then he jumps towards the second soldier and T'Challa unhooks his rope and snatches his gun. T'Challa shoots the last solider, and as they fell on the ground, T'Challa sees other soldiers coming towards him. As he was injured because he got shot, he knew that it was not wise to face them, and as he defeated these soldiers he got the window that he desperately needed. T'Challa didn't waste this opportunity, and he starts running. Akil's soldier then contacts Akil and informs him that T'Challa was running away. Akil tells his men to pursue him and to keep pushing him to a corner. If he doesn't surrender, they should end him. In Zaref's headquarters, Madam Prime Minister asks Akil if was T'Challa running away. She couldn't believe that, but Akil says that T'Challa is outnumbered and doesn't have enough firepower to face off against his soldiers. Madam Prime Minister says that was not possible because T'Challa was a warrior, and he would never run away. Akil corrects her by saying that T'Challa was a leader, but at that moment he has no one to lead. He says that T'Challa was a lair and he only knows how to misguide a person. Right now he was alone and no one will be able to help him. Akil tells Prime Minister that he has cut off all the communication in Savannah, and even if somebody wants to help T'Challa they can't contact or find him. Prime Minister says to Akil that if T'Challa was alone, they should just capture him. Was it really necessary to kill him? Akil then boasts and says that he knows how T'Challa thinks, because of which he is always one step ahead of T'Challa. He further says to Prime Minister that she in the past tried to deal with T'Challa using legal methods and that didn't turn out so well for her. Akil calls T'Challa a traitor and a lair. He says that T'Challa killed Jai and because of that he will not get any mercy, and whether he surrenders or dies it's all on him and him alone. On the side, in an unknown laboratory, Shuri and Amalola enters. Shuri tells Amalola that one will never know when they will have to use an off-grid lab to save their loved ones who are being hunted for a murder that they never committed and are labeled as a traitor. Amalola tells her to stop joking at such time. Shuri says that Amalola can clearly see that she was prepared for all this. Amalola in surprise asks Shuri that was she really prepared for all this beforehand. Shuri boasts to Amalola by saying that she is always prepared for things that other people haven't even invented yet. After trying for a while, Shuri says to Amalola that Akil has cut off all the communication in Savannah, but she can still try to ask for help from the people who are out of Wakanda. The only downfall is that Amalola cuts her and says that the downfall is that she can't find T'Challa's location. Shuri says in normal situations she wouldn't be able to, but in past she implanted a nanotransmitter in T'Challa. And that transmitter was programmed in such a way that if the communication in Wakanda ever got cut off, that transmitter will come online on its own. In astonishment, Amalola asks Shuri, was she being real? Because T'Challa was not the type of guy who would let anyone keep track of him. Shuri hesitates a bit, on which Amalola in shock asks her if she implanted this transmitter without T'Challa's will, meaning she secretly implanted it. Shuri says yes. Amalola in shock asks her how was she able to do so, to which Shuri says that what was she supposed to say? T'Challa just loves her cooking and he eats whatever she gives him to eat. Amalola then asks her if there was anyone in her family who was completely honest. Shuri says that she never met someone like that. Shuri finally manages to get a signal and she asks for backup for T'Challa. On the other hand, T'Challa was running through the forest, and Akil's soldiers were chasing him. After a while, they catch up to him and surrounded him. T'Challa, after seeing that he was surrounded, thinks that this was not good. He was injured and alone, but he had no other option except to fight them head-on. So T'Challa quickly rushes towards them and punches one of the soldiers. At that moment he gets shot and everyone takes advantage of this opportunity and starts punching and stomping on him. After some time they stop and a soldier starts to walk toward T'Challa with a gun in his hand. T'Challa says to him that if he kills his king, the gods will not let him go and they will surely punish him. The soldier says that he doesn't believe in all that and he points a gun at T'Challa's head. As he was about to shoot, he gets hit with a thunderbolt. T'Challa sees this and says that he was only bluffing. he didn't knew it was something real. At that time a voice comes, which says that it was not gods who saved T'Challa but it was her. As T'Challa looks up, he sees Storm. Storm quickly launches attack on Akil's soldiers and she wiles them out. As T'Challa was feeling relieved, he thanks Storms and says that he didn't thought that he will be. Storm interrupts T'Challa by hitting him with a thunderbolt. She yells at him and says that he lied to her. T'Challa tries to calm her, but Storm once again hits him with a thunderbolt and says that he came to her home and lied. T'Challa asks Storm to listen to what he has to say. Storm then says that it better be something that she wants to hear. On the other side, in Zaref's headquarters, a soldier informs Akil that Storm came to T'Challa's rescue and she wiped out their entire squad. He asks Akil that should they keep on pursuing them. Akil tells them to fall back and to form a perimeter. He also instructs them to stay on guard because the situation has changed. Prime Minister then taunts Akil by saying that he said T'Challa was alone and no one will be able to help him. Akil says that he was, and Akil yells at Prime Minister by saying that her bringing up the past will not change or help with anything. Prime Minister's subordinate at once intercepts and tells Akil that he can't speak to Prime Minister like this. Akil shifts towards him and tells him that he should only speak when he is spoken to. Akil says that both of them didn't had any idea that how bad things have become. Akil tells them that the mutants were always against Wakanda and Storm now thinks of herself as one of the supreme beings of the solar system. He says that if they are helping T'Challa, it means that T'Challa has been sold out to them, which means a war between mutants and people of Wakanda was going to break out. Meanwhile, Storm looks at T'Challa's injury and tells him that if she knew that T'Challa was injured, she would never had attacked him. She says to him that she will cauterize his wound but it will hurt. T'Challa says that he will be fine. Buffed as soon Storm begins he starts to scream and his voice echoes all over the place. Storm in sarcastic way says to T'Challa that he should just give a map to Akil and tell him their location. T'Challa asks Storm that if she liked that, to which she replies, did he enjoyed lying? T'Challa says that he doesn't like that, but Storm says that even then he does it. He brainwashed Gentle and turned him into a sleeping cell and planted him in Krakoa. For what? He says that Krakoa and Wakanda never had good relationship to begin with. Storm says that it was he who destroyed the Krakoa gate in Wakanda. And T'Challa says to Storm that in the past she snuck into Wakanda to steal a skyscraper. Then Storm says to T'Challa that he was the one who cancelled their marriage and acted like that they were never together. But T'Challa says that when the Avengers were at war against the X-Men, he knew that the world would come between them, and because the fact that he was a king, he had many responsibilities, and those responsibilities came before anything else for him. He asks Storm that what was he supposed to do? Was he supposed to put all those responsibilities on her? Storm says that's what a partner do. She asks T'Challa that what he felt when he left her. T'Challa says that he was happy because Storm didn't had to put up with him any longer. Storm says that she thinks that T'Challa was relieved because he was no longer in a relationship, and as the relationship requires work, he was just trying to get rid of it. T'Challa says to her that he didn't cancel their marriage because he didn't love her. He did so because they both were walking on a completely different paths. On this, Storm says that she hates the type of person that T'Challa, a liar with a good heart. While they were talking, they see Shuri and Amalola coming toward them. Shuri says to T'Challa that were they done by now or if they need another round of sharing. T'Challa asks Shuri how she was able to find him, on which Shuri says that it was pure luck. But Amalola tells T'Challa that Shuri implanted a tracker in him. T'Challa then asks Shuri that did she put a tracker on him, to which Shuri says that he should be thankful that they called back up to save him. T'Challa says that he was thankful that they called Storm as his backup, but Storm informs him that she came to find him. Not because Shuri asked her, she came here after she found out about Gentle. T'Challa then asks Shuri whom she called. At that moment many Wakanda warriors arrive there, and they say that Shuri called them as a backup. And that's all for today guys. Stay tuned to get more new videos. Stay safe and keep watching.